Hi, my name is Eric Golbiw. I'm a husband, father, sales rep, and athlete from Detroit, Michigan. My New Year's resolution for 2011 is to complete a half Ironman in Benton Harbor in August. This, once you get in, it's really not so bad. My New Year's resolution is to complete a half Ironman, which consists of a 1.2 mile swim, a 56 mile bike ride, and a 13.1 mile run. Now, most of my friends consider this akin to waterboarding. What's interesting is that prior to 2009, I'd have been right alongside those friends calling me a fool. But in late 2008, a good friend passed away from a stroke. He was way too young to die from a stroke that was, in part, attributed to his weight. Now, at the time I was 5'6", weighed 178 pounds, which isn't obese, mind you, but by no stretch of the imagination was I in good shape. Anyway, so let's go to the tape. At that moment, I made a promise to myself. Over a period of 6 months, I dropped 20 pounds through strength training, jogging, and a big change in my diet. I signed up to run a 10K, my first race in 30 years. When I finished second in my age group in that first race, I was hooked. To start 2010, I signed up to compete in a couple of triathlons and a marathon. I figured my lack of a bike was irrelevant. The fact that I'd never really swam in open water was irrelevant. If you're going to do something, commit. Set the goal. Tell people about it. Typically get told you can't do it, and then do it. When race day arrived, the start was daunting. But 1 hour and 19 minutes later, I had completed my first triathlon. 2 more triathlons, several 10Ks, a 10-mile, a half marathon, and the Detroit Free Press Marathon later, I was ready to take the next step, a half Ironman. So that gets us up to the present. I'm 35 pounds lighter than when I started in 2009. My year-to-date progress on the run side of the half Ironman training has been good. I like to run, and even though it's been a cold, snowy winter here in Michigan, I'm training for a marathon, so I run 40 to 50 miles a week. I'm also a fairly good swimmer. Nothing crazy fast, but I haven't sunk yet, which is relatively important, and I can complete a mile in just about 30 minutes. Where I would love some help from Michelob Ultra is in 2 important phases of the event. Running in the ice and cold is one thing. Riding a bike between 20 and 22 miles per hour in that same weather is a much tougher task. The longest ride I've ever done is approximately 26 miles, and that's a far cry from 56, and making sure that you have the correct pacing and form is critical to success in the event. It's also the segment where you spend the most time, so it's really important to your race. Luckily, I have seen your advertisements, and I think you might have the inside track on a guy that knows a thing or two about biking. The other area where I need assistance is the mental aspect. I think it's probably the most underrated part of any endurance event. You have to be mentally tough just to make it to the line on race day, let alone the finish line at the end. I believe it would be tremendously helpful to pick the brain of some gifted athletes and trainers on this subject. I hope that when Michelob Ultra makes their decision, they'll see in me someone looking to live the ultra life. I'm an average guy looking to accomplish a pretty awesome resolution and inspire other people to change their lives for the better. Have a great day.